Hey everyone, me again. I thought that while I was driving home I would just put another clip on, just finishing off my last clip was basically I had come home with this other baby that I didn't even know I could have. I was told I wouldn't be able to have, and it was the anniversary of my son's death, my other son's first birthday, and I had a toddler as well. So anyway, so I basically didn't know. We knew that there was something wrong with one of our children, with the middle one, that his head was a different shape, but we had no idea that there was anything wrong at all. So we anyways went and got all these scans. By this stage mentally I was just, our marriage had sort of not fallen apart, but with all the months that our son had spent in intensive care, and then when he finally got out of hospital, this was our the first son who was born premature. When he got out, by the time he got out of hospital, my husband and I had really grown apart. I'd put everything that I had into bringing our son home, and he was really busy, like at this stage still owning a business and everything, and we were basically living separate lives in the way that I was, just the stress. So then to have another baby come along, so then we went and took them to, because one went, so the other one always came with us because he was only a little bubba, to the plastic surgeon. And the plastic surgeon, I had them both in a pram. I had them both in a pram, on a double pram, and the plastic surgeon, we were in a room with no furniture. There was just about, I think about 6 of them, 6 of his team members, and there was 2 chairs there for my husband and I, and there was the double pram sitting next to us with the 2 boys in it. And one of the main plastic surgeon got up, walked over to my son in the pram, like both the boys in the pram, and started feeling the other one's head, the one that, my youngest. And I said to him, being very shell-shocked. Now you got to remember, I was about 23, 22 at this stage, so I was pretty shell-shocked, and I said to him, you've got the wrong child, like, it's the other one that has a problem. And no kidding, this is how he said it, was, oh no, he's got it, and he pointed at my husband, and he said, and he's got it, and he said, oh, and him, pointing at my youngest son, will have surgery way before he will, turning at my other son. And it was honestly like the world had just crumbled from under us. Well, under me, like I can only talk for myself. But I had to hold strong and just listen to what they had to say. And basically, both our boys were up to, for a major skull reconstruction each. So I remember getting out of the room that we were in after discussing it all, and they discussed it all very matter-of-factly, like, they do this, sorry, this is my lunch, they do this every day. So it's nothing to them, but to us, it's like the world had just fallen apart. And we got out of the room and I just crumbled. I just burst into tears and I could not believe what had just happened. So basically we'd already spent a year in and out of hospitals. So because my middle son also had a condition called subglottic stenosis, where he had scarring of the windpipe. So every time he got a cold or anything, which his immune system was so down anyway, his throat closed over. And he got that from the ventilator. He was so little, when they put the ventilator down his throat, it scarred all, it ripped his windpipe apart. So I'd already spent all this time in and out of hospital, and basically that was not the end of it. Like, now I had 2 of them with craniosynostosis, which I didn't even know existed. We used to joke around about my husband having a really big head, but little did I know that it was actually a condition that, yeah, a medical condition that he wouldn't have got surgery even even if he was born now. He's not bad enough, but yeah, my boys definitely were. So honestly, between that moment and Nicholas having his first surgery, which was my youngest child, and I'd seen pictures, and it's funny because we were actually out for lunch and this couple came up to us, and you know, we had some pretty horrific times. I mean, our middle son really looked like he had craniosynostosis. So we had people of another ethnic background laughing, pointing, taking photos. I used to have to go around with the pram covered so that nobody could see them. And these were my babies, these were my children. And I was like young 20s, you know. So, and we were newlyweds. So, you know, this was big stuff going on. So, where was I? That's right. And so basically between then and then and then this gentleman came up to us. Actually, I think it was him and his wife came up to us, and we were out for lunch, and he said, "Oh, can I ask, have your children got craniosynostosis?" And we were pretty, you know, don't talk to us about that, you know, like, you know, what business is of yours sort of thing. But we very sheepishly sort of said yes, sort of why sort of thing, you know, as you would be. And he said, "Oh, look, I just want to let you know, my son," and he pointed at his son that was there, who was quite a bit older, had the surgery already. He's got craniosynostosis too. And that was really good. Like, we got to speak to them and everything. But let me tell you, all the preparing in the world did never prepare me for what I saw when my son came out of his first surgery. He couldn't open his eyes because they were so swollen. They were black. His face was swollen. It was horrific. Let me tell you, it was the most horrific thing I have ever seen in my life. And he's allergic to Maxilon, which we didn't know, but so am I. But so they gave him Maxilon along with his pain relief, and he just went off his face. So there they were, restraining my baby. He's screaming, he can't open his eyes. They put armbands on them so that they can't touch their face or anything like that. They're bandaged right across their head. Like, there is nothing in the world that can prepare you for that. And I remember, and I'm going to leave it at this because that's 10 minutes and I don't want to go over 10 minutes because nobody wants to, you know, sit there for hours watching anything. But I remember stepping outside of the room because I just needed a break while all the doctors are in there and all the nurses were in there trying to calm him down. And I stepped out of the room, and by fluke there was standing the lady that I had seen at the pub, that whose son had had the surgery, and I just melted into her arms. Like, I said to her, you know, no matter what, I was never ever ever prepared for this. This is horrific. This is hell. Like, if hell, wherever hell is, it's right here, right now. So, gonna leave it at that. So that's sort of the first, yeah, I guess from 19 to, from my age of 19 to about 22, 23. That was sort of it. So yeah, I really appreciate anyone who's watching this, and because it's good therapy too, but I also hope that one day someone sees this who's gone through a lot of trouble, and they reach out to me. That's my hope for this, because now I'm on the other side of a lot more to come, believe you me, and I'm, you know, going to deal with it for the rest of my life. I'm definitely on the positive side of life now. So yeah, tune in to the next video. But thank you all that watches this. I hope one day it changes someone's life.